DeChambeau.
Hell yeah.
How are you, man?
How you guys doing?
Hey, great. How was the night? I saw you stick around afterwards and meet and greet everybody and go to the stand and take that thing around to all the people. I don't think I've ever seen a golfer do that. Why'd you do that, and how'd the night continue to go, brother? Congratulations.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's been a whirlwind. I'm a little wrecked, I can tell you that, but it was a lot of fun last night, and the fans were all a part of that win throughout the whole week. They were cheering me on. They were pushing me. They were encouraging me, giving me all the stuff I needed to win. And so I thought, what better moment for me to just go out there and show the fans all the respect that they deserve for pushing me to win this title.
It's beautiful. We all loved watching along, and we all enjoyed like your babyface turn. Babyface is good guy in wrestling. And I don't know if you hear what the conversation is around you right now, but a lot of people are like, wait a minute, I actually love.
Yeah.
Do I love Bryson DeChambeau? I love Bryson DeChambeau. Obviously, with your YouTube, with your style of play, with the way you're handling yourself on the course, you like got jacked up before a putt when everybody else is locked in. You're telling the fans, no, I'm not going for the green. Get off my ass. I'm not going for the green. I'm doing this. Like, do you feel that? Do you think it's you maturing? Do you think it's people learning more about you? What do you think it is? And like, how does it feel to have everybody on earth loving you at this moment, legitimately?
Well, it's an honor. I'm thankful. I'm gracious. I can tell you that YouTube has definitely opened up a lot of doors for me. It's allowed me to express my full self and just get a little bit older too, my man. I'm not too old. I'm 30, but what I can tell you is I've learned a lot from the lows that I've had and the people that have been around me. They've pushed me in the right direction, realized how much golf has given me. And so it's time to give back. It's time to give back to this great game and what it does for people and humans. I couldn't be more thrilled to have this be a part of the United States when it's everyone here. It's everyone that's pushed me to make this happen.
Hell yeah, and we can feel it. Like, you being a face of golf was very evident, and like representing the sport is very pure, especially with your performance yesterday. But through YouTube, through the videos, D-Butt here.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he talked about how kind you were to him and how much you helped him throughout the. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Hey, congrats.
Thank you. You inspired me, by the way. You inspired me with those bombs out there after I gave you a little lesson on the tee box.
Okay.
Confirm, boys. Coach, boys.
We thought he was, since playing with D-Butt, you're 1-for-1 in majors. So we assumed D-Butt was a massive piece of it. But he talked about, he's done a couple of these before with like Phil Mickelson. He talked about how Phil Mickelson, like, didn't seem obligated, but like very much wanted to help Darius and his love of golf. He said the same thing for you, man. It is, everything we're hearing about DeChambeau is wonderful.
Awesome.
It is, and you deserve it, brother. You deserve it all. Okay.
Thank you. It's awesome. No, it was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to some highlights from yesterday. You said after the tournament that you could hear with the crowd kind of what was happening with Rory because he's one hole ahead of you. When you tee off at 18, you hear the USA chants and the groans, and do you know what happened with Rory, or did you just know something was up? Where were you?
So I was missing my drive all right yesterday, and I had to make sure I missed it left to give myself a chance to the green no matter what. And I overpulled it just a little bit, and I thought I might get TIO relief from that immovable obstruction and get maybe a good lie or something like that. But unfortunately got under a tree, around roots, could have injured my hand even, and I barely had a sliver of a chance to get on the green. Yeah, I smoked. That was 94 ball speed. Jeez. And then I was trying. Look at this. I had no shot there. No business going for the green, but I pushed it, and it went out into the bunker, and that was a 55-yard bunker shot, literally the hardest shot in golf. Yeah, there's roots everywhere.
Hold on.
There.
Hey, Bryson, hold on, though. You say literally hardest shot in golf. It's like we've learned a lot about you since this whole thing, and we will continue on YouTube and ESPN Plus and TikTok. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Goodbye, ESPN. Okay, so the linear television is now over. We are on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live still. There are still people watching. But we saw this video from YouTube. We don't know when the video was, but this is what you actually said.
They'll give me nightmares. It's not over water. It's not a skull. It's not a shank. It's a 65-yard bunker shot.
So you said that on your YouTube, and then in the media book for Live, It says shot that gives you most difficulty, 60-yard bunker shot. Okay, so that is, so now you're staring down a 55-yard bunker shot as you walk in there. Have you already faced your fears enough to get this shot to be one of your best in the game since those quotes have come out? Or were you thinking about this all the way through the shot out of the sand to 3 feet or something?
Yeah,
like
well, 3 feet 11 inches.
Yeah. What's funny about it is I actually played it like a 35-yard bunker shot, so technically it wasn't 65, but still it ran out all the way. It ran out that far, and it was a 55, 60-yard bunker shot. But ultimately, nobody wants to have that shot in the game of golf. It's near impossible, and I hit it perfect, guys. It was the most perfect shot I've hit in my entire career, and it was probably the greatest shot of my entire life.
Hey, congratulations. Staring down your fear.
Yeah.
The big bad voodoo daddy's right here. All you need to do is go up and down, and you win another major, another U.S. Open. And last question for me before the boys have theirs, including AJ. I'm pissed, DeChambeau, okay? I spent the weekend with you. I enjoyed the hell out of watching you golf. The way you swing, the way you scrambled 5 of 15 on fairways yesterday and still win the entire thing. The way you scrambled, the way you handled yourself, the composure, the USA chance, what you represented, big win. It was good to see you back. The putter that was called into question where you're knocking it down, everything. I loved the weekend. Then I learned through the thing, you can't be on the Olympic team because you didn't get any points for the world golf rankings because LIV doesn't count because it's only 54. You've made it into the top 10 with just majors somehow without all the other tournaments that I assume you do well at. Where do you stand on this? Are you incredibly bummed out that you're not able to represent the United States? And I'd like to let you know, I think I speak for everybody in the United States. We wish you were representing the U.S. at the Olympics, brother.
Well, I appreciate those words. I would love to represent the United States. It was tough for me not to go last time around because of COVID, and it's just one of those things that happened. And hopefully one day this game of golf will get figured out and come back together, and I'll be able to play. I'm playing great golf. I'm excited, but ultimately, am I frustrated, disappointed? Sure, you can absolutely say that, but I made the choices that I made, and there's consequences to that, and I respect it. But hopefully sooner rather than later we figure that out. So. This great game of golf, we can get past all that and move forward into showing how awesome this sport actually is around the globe.
I appreciate you taking responsibility and saying I made choices, yada, yada, yada. And Team USA can make choices too. They can say, put that guy, hit the big, long ball, whack. Yes, they can, DeChambeau. Amen. Go ahead, AJ.
Bryson, what time did you end up leaving Pinehurst last night? It seems like you were there all night. I'm watching Johnson Wagner recreate your shot out of the sand, and you pop up. They give you a mic, and you do a whole thing with him, and he hits a beautiful shot. You give him the trophy. It was an awesome thing. But what made you stay there that long? Was that the plan, or just everything kind of happened?
It just all happened. I mean, the fans were still out there waiting for me. They were shutting down the whole golf course. Shuttles were leaving the golf course. So I think a couple fans might have gotten stuck. I don't know. But I was probably around 12:30 because we had to catch a flight. It was at 12 o'clock. We had to catch a flight around 12:30. And then back at where I was staying, the whole neighborhood came around and just gathered in support. And I signed more back there. There's police officers around. It was a lot of fun. But it was around 12:30 we left. We had some stuff out of here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Did you get that sand out of there? You never want to drink sand, obviously. You don't.
No, we cleaned that out. We got that safe and secured. So did that and then flew over to the Big Apple here today, doing a little, perfect, exactly, with Todd. Doing a little media tour, and then now headed off to Nashville tomorrow.
Okay, so what was the drink of choice out of the what's the name of the thing? What's the name of the what's that thing?
Claire Jug is the other one.
No, that's the British Open. That's the.
Well, you need to go win that too. You need to go win that too. You're plus 1,000 or something.
The United States Open Championship.
What did we drink out of there last night? What are we doing? We doing beers? We doing mixed drinks?
I actually did wine. Big wine guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, super classy.
It was nice. It was beautiful. Everybody drank out of it. I handed it around the office. It was a lot of fun. Everybody that was there, we celebrated accordingly, and we had some champagne out here too. We shot it around the room. It was fun.
Did you do the wipe off after you drank the wine out of the
communion?
The Pope, the communion does well, the Pope.
Well,
I'm not that classy, so.
Okay, yeah, just swallow it back. Let's get back to the on-course action. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Bryson, one of my favorite moments from yesterday was, I think it was on 13. Rory had just made birdie to take a 2-shot lead, and then you just were like, all right, I'm going to drive the green and give me an eagle up. Were you always going to pull out driver there, or was it a circumstance after you went down too?
It was actually my
Fairway wood, I think, as he
it was fairway wood
right
yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we lost him. He's gone forever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they said he had to club down to drive the green.
And how high he tees it, because he on a par 4, 316 yards. For how high he tees it, because he is one of those long drive guys. He worked with the long drive guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that fairway wood. There was a good amount. He could have went right under that ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Just
one of us
peered it, though.
would have absolutely. Yeah, instead he rolls it right up there. Bryson, I believe you were telling us that was a fairway wood 316, hole 13, par 4 that you drove the green on as you're losing the lead. Can you hear us still?
Sorry, boys.
It's all right. You back?
I'm back. I'm right here, ready to go.
Okay, fairway wood almost overdrove the green in a PGA major, in an event, in a U.S. Open. Use fairway wood, drive the green. When you hit this, you think you hit a hole in one?
It was going right at the flag. I definitely had a chance. And when I heard the crowd roar, I knew it was going to be somewhat close and on the green. But I had to do it. Rory went up 2, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get it back somehow. This is a problem, because Rory's one of the best to play sport ever, and he's not usually going to give it up that easily. And fortunately, after I pumped it up there and played the way I did, got up and down the next hole, 3-putted the next hole, missed like a 4-footer, 3.5-footer. I was like, oh my gosh! But he missed a couple coming in, and I just stayed the course and was steady Eddie in the last 3 holes.
Okay, so obviously you missed a couple putts. He missed a couple putts, which is going to be the conversation. I heard you basically sing the praises of Rory and basically saying that sucks, that's how that went. But for me, it's great news. If you're Rory, and for you with that 3, how do you get that out of there? Because I'm a terrible golfer, so I'd be thinking about what happened on 16. Probably for the rest of my life, if I'm Rory. And then on 18, for it to happen again, well, that's just because it happened on 16. This is my new normal. How do you golfers get on that? Is it work? Do you do something else? What do you think for him?
Everybody has their own coping mechanisms, and mine, for example, I just try to be like Dory. I just forget. I just literally, whatever happened immediately passed, just you completely forget. I know it's so cliche and kind of funny to say, but for me, I literally just don't even try to think about it and just go forward, move forward. Whatever happened. When I lost the PGA, I was on to the next. It's like, oh, okay, got to go win the next one. That was kind of my thought process going into it. And that's the way I hope Rory is. And look, he's a great golfer. I love to have more battles with him. Love to duke it out. Excited for the British Open next month.
Yeah, we need to get that sorted and figured out, because we'd like to see you battle with him as well. Ty has a question for you, DeChambeau.
Bryson, you talked about how your game and kind of you as a person have grown and evolved, but how difficult is it when you're playing at a place like Pinehurst, when you have to be so precise with the greens and everything, and you can't really afford to hit a bad shot for a guy like you who can hit the absolute shit out of the ball? How difficult is it being oh, I need to play smart and I need to play safe here, as opposed to just like the clip we just saw where it's hey, I have this in my bag, I can drive the green here, I can be longer than anyone else if I have to?
So funny enough, I was trying to say boring golf all week. That was my goal. And consequently, at the end of the tournament, I didn't. It was driver quite a bit everywhere. And my iron play was unbelievable that week, though. That was the whole key. If I iron played it well and putted well, I'd have a good chance, because I knew I could get out of the native area. If I didn't hit the driver perfect, I'd still be able to get out of the native area relatively okay. And my wedge game, putting, and iron play had to be perfect. Even though my driving wasn't, that's certainly what I was focused on. And shoot, boring golf. It wasn't fully boring golf, but hopefully I showed the fans a little excitement.
Yeah. Nobody. I mean, you had to tell the crowd to relax when you weren't going for the green one time, because everybody wants to see big golf ball whacker guy. I mean, that is certainly what.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, bingo. Okay, you understand that though. Hey, I can do something that not a lot of humans can do. They deserve to watch it. They're hot as shit out here at Pinehurst, and let's give them the show. When you're missing fairways, though, and you're ending up in this native grounds that can be incredibly dangerous to your game, even though they just talked about how lucky you got every time. This guy's so lucky. This guy. So like that's all they kept saying on the broadcast or whatever.
I never had a good lie in the native area. I'm telling you, there was multiple times where it looked like a good lie, but when I set the club down, there was roots, there was little branches and things like that. It was very difficult to hit out of there. And then times when I did have to have somewhat of a clean lie, I was standing on the bushes and the little things. Yeah, so it wasn't. I don't even remember one time where I got a perfect lie with a perfect stance out of there. May have been once, maybe twice, but it was not more than that.
Well, good fighting through there. What they were telling us is you were in an incredible spot. I mean, you were stepping on the shit, the grass, what was the type of grass that kept?
12, fescue grass thingy sort of thing. On 12, I literally had to pitch out sideways. So, I mean, it wasn't that lucky.
No, yeah, super lucky, super lucky. But as you're teeing up and you have the weight of the world of being big golf ball whacker guy, but we see you take your fairway wood and just put that thing literally on top of the hole for 330-yard drive or whatever. Yep. How hard is that conversation to have? And why did you think you were spraying it so much yesterday? Have you dissected and figured that whole thing out yet?
Yeah, so I switched heads right before the round, trying to put a fresh head in there to make sure it didn't spin as much, curve as much, because when I hit the ball, I flatten faces. So, it starts to curve a lot more because of that. And so I put a fresh head in there, and ultimately just didn't work it in, I guess you could say. And so it was just missing a little bit right, and it wasn't turning over the way it normally does with a head that's worked in. But the 3-wood, it was an easy decision because it was 320 yards, and my driver goes 330. So I wanted to just smoke something up there right next to the pin instead of fly the green.
Yeah, but if you do this on every hole, you're probably 12 under. Like that is
right.
So that has to be be a tough. Legitimately, that has to be a tough conversation as you see like the first. Yeah, go ahead.
It can. I'll tell you, my driver's usually my strong suit, so I don't know what really happened on Sunday, but I'm going to go work that out.
No, you earned it.
Yeah.
You earned it. You earned it. The big meathead will be able to figure it out. We can't wait to watch it. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Bryson, one of the things right away with the tournament was how the greens were. When you hear that, is that something that makes you think like, oh, I'm in a great spot then because of the way you drive the ball and how close you can get?
Yeah, absolutely. If I've just got wedges in all day, hit 15, 20 feet, and hopefully sink a few of those and give myself a great chance. A lot of guys were having long irons in, and they weren't making as many putts. So I tried to give myself as many opportunities, albeit I didn't the last day. I made a lot. And when you win tournaments like this one, you got to make a lot of putts no matter what, no matter the situation.
Hey, that was sweet. That was really sweet. That was a cool thing there, Hey, what was the deal with these clubs? What you got 3D printer made club? What happened with your clubs? Can I buy these or no?
No, they're a one of one.
Let's see.
There we go.
What's
there
different?
we go.
Yeah, what is different?
So it's this club right here. This is an 8-iron. Pitching wedge. Excuse me, pitching wedge. And so what's different is that you can actually. I got a chandelier above me. Give me a sec.
Yeah, it's all right. You're the champ.
You can actually see the curvature on the face. It's a little bit easier maybe this way. That's subtle. Let me get you a big one. So the pitching wedge is the least amount of curve. Let me get you a better one.
Yes, please do. Please do. We would like to understand what the hell's going on with your clubs because it was a big topic of discussion, obviously.
What do normal clubs have?
So they're flat faced. Okay. They're completely flat. So there we go. You can see it's subtle, but the heel and toe is not flat. It's curved just a little bit here and here. So it's arcing like this, where the toe is pointed right and the heel is pointed left, and the center of the foot is pointed straight. So if you look at like a 3-wood, this is a 5-wood, you can see the amount of curvature on a.
Oh yeah.
So you see the heel's pointed left, the toes pointed to the right, and so it's a modified version of that where I realize I swing it super fast. So consequently, when I go to the irons, I have to have a little bit of curvature at the lower lofted clubs. The higher lofted clubs, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, so
that's what allows me when I hit it on the toe. When I hit it on the toe, it starts farther right. So most clubs, when they're flat, I hit it on the toe, it'll start straight, and it'll overdraw. Hit it on the heel, it'll miss to the right. That's just what happens with the speed. It side spins and curves like that. So we offset that by having the geometry point right and left. So a little bit more on the toe, pointed to the right, a little bit more on the heel to the left. So it starts farther offline so that when it curves back, it curves towards the middle and ends up in the middle instead of over curving and crossing the midline.
Seems like that makes too much sense. Doesn't it? I mean, it feels. Are you the only person to ever do this? Is that why you had to make these specific? And is this what everybody's going to do now who swings hard?
I think a lot of people are going to start realizing how beneficial it is at higher swing speeds.
So when you make
You're
your
right.
own clubs? Are you going to have the
Yeah.
DeChambeau bombs or whatever? Are these going to be your own clubs? Or are you going to get into?
That's a great name. I need to patent that. I need to trademark that or something.
Okay, hey, sounds like
you
a
do.
play. Yeah, you do whatever you got to do, bro. We'll dump that so nobody else takes the idea.
I'm
Go ahead.
okay. To be honest, I'm secretly working on something behind the scenes. You guys will see it here in the next month or so.
Yeah, that would make sense. If you created clubs that change golf and make people better at golf, people are going to want those clubs.
For sure.
I mean, that's what golf is. I'm already
Every
going to buy
25 handicapper. Every 25 handicapper will buy them and think it's going to make them good.
Bingo, I'm the guy. I'm literally on the screen right now. I swing hard shit, yeah.
It actually will.
Okay, listen, don't put me on the Golf Channel 3 a.m. I'm buying every fucking pool noodle, trying to figure that whole thing out. D-Butt's got a question for you.
Hey, Bryce, at this point, I feel like you've kind of earned the moniker like the people's champ right now. And obviously, we talked about, all the content you're putting out on YouTube or kind of growing the game. Why is that kind of important to you to grow the game, I guess, to more people?
Man, this great game has given me so much. Starting out my young life, I learned some great character traits of integrity, honor, and perseverance, dedication. And I think it's such a great sport to be able to showcase that to the world. It's super important for people to see how people interact with each other, the relationship building capabilities that golf has, and the connectivity that golf brings to this world. And that's what inspires me to continue to try and grow the game, because I believe wholeheartedly that we can bring the world together through the game of golf. And so that's just my passion. I certainly enjoy seeing a kid's heart just light up when I throw them a golf ball or give them a high five. And it just makes the world of difference. It makes me believe in humanity, makes me believe in the world and where we're going if we can get this great game to the forefront of sport. That's wholeheartedly what I believe. And so YouTube is a great platform to be able to showcase not only myself, but what golf is to the world. And hopefully growing on that platform will gain more followers for the game of golf.
It's a wonderful game, and yesterday was a fantastic Sunday. And you gave us moments where, celebrating Father's Day, we think to ourselves, oh, this guy's dead. And then all of a sudden you pull something out of your ass with this brand new club that you created yourself and win another U.S. Open. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and we'll watch you tonight on Fallon, brother.
Thanks, guys. Love y'all. Take care.
Hey, we love you too, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryson DeChambeau.